Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, English Journey Conversation. I am very happy that you are here today. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoy this channel and these lessons, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps this channel grow and reach more learners around the world. Hello, my wonderful students, and welcome back. My name is Jara, and I am truly happy to be here with you today. It does not matter where you are listening from. You may be at home, at work, or in another country far away. Wherever you are, I am grateful that you are here, listening to my voice right now. Before we start, let us slow down together. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a moment. Now, gently breathe out. Feel the calm inside your body. Feel that quiet and peaceful moment. Today is not only about learning English words or grammar rules. Today is about something much deeper. Today is about finding your voice. Finding your voice means discovering that part inside you that wants to speak. It is the part of you that wants to share your thoughts, your ideas, and your feelings in English. This is not just another English lesson. This is a small and beautiful journey. It is a journey that helps you understand yourself better and helps you believe in your ability to speak English. You may think that speaking English is very difficult. For a long time, many people have believed that English is a big secret. Some people say it is a hard puzzle with too many grammar rules. Others believe that only very smart people or naturally talented people can speak English well. Maybe you have heard these ideas before, and maybe you even believe them. Perhaps you studied English for many years in school. You read textbooks. You wrote notes in your notebook. You memorized long lists of vocabulary words. You learned grammar rules again and again. But still, when it is time to speak, something happens. Your mind suddenly becomes empty. You forget the words. Your tongue feels heavy. Your body feels stiff. You feel nervous, and a strange, uncomfortable feeling grows in your stomach. You may be able to read English without problems. You may understand English songs, movies, or the news when you listen. But when someone asks you to speak, the words disappear. It feels like you know English, but you cannot use it. It is like having a beautiful song inside your heart, but not being able to sing it out loud. If this feels familiar to you, please know this. You are not alone. Many learners feel this way. And most importantly, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not weak, slow, or untalented. You simply have not learned how to use English in a natural and confident way yet. And that is exactly what this journey is here to help you do. So relax. Get comfortable. Maybe make yourself a warm cup of tea or coffee. Let us begin this journey together, one step at a time. I understand this feeling very well because I have felt it myself. I have been in the same place you are now. When I was learning other languages, I remember how frustrating it was. I wanted to share a thought, tell a joke, or talk about my feelings, but I could not find the right words. Sometimes my sentences came out wrong and confusing. Sometimes I could not say anything at all. I remember sitting with a group of people while they spoke very fast. Their words seemed to run together, and I could not separate them. I nodded my head and smiled, pretending I understood. But inside, I only caught a few words. This made me feel lonely. It made me feel small. It made me doubt myself. I started to think, maybe I am just not good at learning languages. But my dear friends, today I want to tell you something very important, something that comes straight from my heart. You do not have to feel this way anymore. You do not have to feel stuck, confused, or afraid. There is a better way, and I am going to share it with you. I want to show you the simplest, most natural, and most powerful way to learn English. This way works for everyone. It is the same way you learned your first language when you were a baby. You did not study rules. You did not worry about mistakes. You simply listened, felt, and slowly began to speak. From this moment on, I want you to make a small promise to yourself. Let go of every negative thought. Let go of the voice inside your head that says English is too hard. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. Forget about difficult grammar rules that made you feel confused and tired. And most importantly, let go of fear. Why do I talk so much about fear? Because after many years of learning and teaching languages, I discovered something very important. The biggest problem in speaking English is not grammar. It is not vocabulary. It is not your memory. The real problem is fear. It is the fear of making mistakes, the fear of sounding silly, the fear of not being understood, and sometimes the fear of being judged or laughed at by others. This fear closes your mouth and blocks your mind. It stops your words before they can come out. Now let us stop for a moment and think together. How did you learn your first language? When you were a baby, did your parents give you a big grammar book? Did they teach you rules about verbs, nouns, and sentences? Of course not. You learned by listening again and again. You listened to sounds every day. You heard words many times. You did not worry about being wrong. You made mistakes, but no one stopped you. Slowly, naturally, and without fear, you began to speak. And that same natural way is still inside you. You have not lost it. You just forgot it. And together, step by step, we're going to bring it back. When you were a baby, you learned language in a very natural way. You listened carefully to the sounds around you every day. You copied what you heard from your parents, family, and people near you. You tried to say new words, even when they were not clear. You made many cute and funny mistakes, and that was completely okay. No one laughed at you or told you to stop. You learned because you used the language again and again, without fear, without pressure, and without thinking about grammar rules. This is the natural way to learn a language. This is the powerful way. And this is the same way you can learn English too. Learning English is not about being perfect. It is not about speaking without mistakes. It is about connection. It is about sharing who you are. It is about expressing yourself slowly, one small step at a time. Every time you speak English, even if your sentence is not perfect, something good happens. You are growing. You are learning. You are becoming stronger and more confident. Each word you say is progress. So, let us begin this beautiful journey together. Let us move forward calmly and happily, one word at a time. In its purest and most natural form, this is how you are meant to learn English. You do not only need to study English. You need to live English. English should not be something you do for 1 hour a day and then forget. It should become part of your daily life. It should feel as normal as breathing, as necessary as eating, and as comforting as sleeping. You should hear English every day. You should think in English little by little. You should speak English whenever you can. When English becomes part of your daily world, it stops feeling like a school subject. It stops feeling heavy or stressful. Instead, it starts to feel like something that belongs to you, something natural and familiar. Now I can almost hear your thoughts. There may be a small voice in your head saying, "Jara, this sounds beautiful, but how do I actually do this? How can I make English feel natural? How can I make it part of my life?" Do not worry, my friend. That is exactly why I am here. You are not alone on this journey. I am going to guide you step by step. I will explain everything in a simple way. I will share small changes you can make, easy ideas you can use, and gentle habits that truly help. This journey is not about giving you only a few tips. It is about helping you build a new relationship with English. A relationship that feels easy, real, and even enjoyable. English does not have to be scary. It does not have to be stressful. It can be something you enjoy and feel proud of. So take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Open your heart and your mind. This is the beginning of a new way of learning English, a way that feels calm, natural, and joyful. And now, one last question before we continue this journey together. Are you ready to start? Are you ready to start this amazing adventure together? Then let us begin. The very first step on this journey is also one of the most important steps. It is to completely change the way you think about English. This is more than just trying to think positive for a moment. It is about changing what your mind truly believes deep inside. If somewhere inside you believe things like English is too hard, I am not good at languages, or I will never be able to speak fluently, then your brain quietly works against you. Even if you study, even if you try, your mind is already tired before you begin. It is like standing in front of a very high mountain and telling yourself, "This mountain is too big. I cannot climb it." Right away, your body feels heavy. Your legs feel weak. Every step feels hard, and you want to stop before you even start. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine saying to yourself, "English is not impossible. I can do this. I am able to learn." When you truly believe this, something changes. Your brain opens up. It becomes more relaxed. It becomes curious instead of scared. It becomes ready to learn. And when your brain feels safe and open, progress happens faster and more naturally. This is not magic. It is simply how the human brain works. Your thoughts guide your actions, and your actions guide your results. Let us look at a very simple example to understand this better. Think about a child learning to ride a bicycle. Imagine one child who tries to ride for the first time, falls down and scrapes their knee. It hurts. The child feels scared and says, "This is too hard. I will never learn. I am not good at this." What happens next? The child stops trying. The brain remembers the pain and decides, bicycles are dangerous and difficult. Maybe the child does not try again for a long time. Maybe they never try again at all. Now imagine another child. This child also falls. They also scrape their knee. They cry for a moment because it hurts. But then they take a deep breath and say, "Okay, that hurt, but I can do this." They get back on the bicycle. They wobble. They fall again. But they keep trying. Each fall is not a failure. Each fall is a lesson. A lesson about balance. A lesson about control. A lesson about patience. Little by little, the child becomes better. The falls happen less often. The balance becomes stronger. The fear slowly disappears. And one day, something amazing happens. The child is not just riding the bicycle. They are flying. They are smiling. They feel the wind on their face. They laugh and enjoy the ride without even thinking about balance anymore. That is exactly how learning English should feel. At first, it may be uncomfortable. You may make mistakes. You may fall. But if you change your belief, if you tell yourself, "I can learn," then every mistake becomes a step forward. And one day, speaking English will feel natural, free, and joyful, just like riding that bicycle. At the beginning, you may feel unsteady. You may wobble. You may make many mistakes. You may fall again and again. But please remember this. Every mistake is a lesson. Every attempt is progress. Nothing is wasted. One day, without even noticing when it happened, you will start speaking English smoothly, naturally, and with joy, just like a child riding freely under the open sky. This is exactly how learning English works. Mistakes are not problems. Mistakes are teachers. They are small signs that show you the way forward. Each mistake sends a message to your brain. It tells you what needs more practice, what needs attention, and where growth is happening. Mistakes are not stopping you. They are guiding you. If you are not making mistakes, it usually means you are staying too safe. It means you are not trying new words or new ideas. And if you are not trying new things, then real learning cannot happen. Growth only comes when you step a little outside your comfort zone. So please do not fear mistakes. Welcome them. Be thankful for them. They are proof that you are learning, moving forward, and becoming stronger every day. Now I want you to do something with me right now, wherever you are. If you are in a quiet place, say these words out loud. If you are in a public place, say them silently inside your mind. But say them with feeling. Even if a small part of you does not fully believe them yet, that is okay. Just try. Feel the strength behind the words. Are you ready? Let us say them together. English is easy. I can speak English. I am learning and getting better every single day. Now take a slow, deep breath. Feel your body relax. And let us say it one more time. Stronger, clearer, and with more confidence. English is easy. I can speak English. I am learning and getting better every single day. These words are not just sounds. They are powerful messages to your mind. Every time you repeat them, your brain listens. Little by little, it begins to believe them. And when your brain believes something, your actions begin to change. You start trying more. You start worrying less. You start speaking with more courage. You are teaching your own mind how to think, how to feel, and how to learn. This is very powerful. From this moment forward, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Stop using negative words about your English. Stop saying things like, "My English is bad," "I cannot speak English," or "I am not good at languages." These negative words are like heavy rocks. They slow you down. They make your journey harder than it needs to be. Instead, choose words that lift you up. Choose words that give you strength. Your language about English shapes how you learn English. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Every day you continue, every word you try, and every mistake you make is bringing you closer to confident, natural English. And you are already on the right path. Those negative words you say to yourself are like heavy rocks that you carry on your back. They make your journey harder. They pull you down. Every time you say, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this," you feel more tired and more afraid. Your brain begins to believe those words. It starts to act as if English is a problem you cannot solve. Instead of carrying those heavy thoughts, you must replace them with strong, positive statements. Say things like, "I am learning and getting better every day." Say, "My English is improving every time I practice." Say, "I am making progress one word at a time." At first, this may feel small. It may even feel a little silly. You may think, "Does this really help?" But this small change in how you talk to yourself can create a big effect. It is like throwing a small stone into water. The ripples spread wider and wider until they reach the far edges of the pond. When you speak to yourself with kindness and strength, your brain responds. Your brain says, "We are doing well. Keep going. We are growing. This is exciting." That is when learning becomes lighter, faster, and more natural. This positive mindset is the strong foundation you need. It is the solid ground on which all your future learning will stand. Without it, you may study hard, but you will still feel stuck. With it, learning becomes easier and more joyful. Now, let me tell you a story about one of my students. His name was Raj. Raj was a very smart man. He worked as an engineer and was excellent at solving difficult problems. He could understand complex ideas and find solutions quickly. But when it came to English, he felt completely stuck. He often came to me with his shoulders down and his face tired. He said, "Jara, I've tried everything. I've taken so many classes. My brain just can't handle English. It's too complex, too confusing." That was his deep belief. And as long as he believed English was too hard, his brain could not relax enough to learn it. He was always nervous and stressed, so his mind could not absorb new language easily. So we started our lessons in a new way. We did not start with grammar. We did not start with vocabulary. We started with mindset. Every morning, before he opened a book or listened to a lesson, Raj had to say the strong statements out loud. He said, "English is easy. I can speak English. I am learning and getting better every day." He also had to close his eyes and imagine himself speaking English confidently. He imagined talking to people, smiling and feeling proud. At first, he said it felt strange. He told me, "Jara, I feel silly saying this. It feels like I am pretending." But he promised to keep doing it, and he did. He kept repeating the statements every day. He kept imagining himself speaking clearly and confidently. After just 2 weeks, Raj came to me with a small but bright smile. He looked different. His shoulders were not down anymore. He was more relaxed. He said something that made my heart feel happy. He said, "Jara, I don't know why, but I feel different. I feel more confident." I tried speaking to a colleague in English, and I did not freeze. I made a few mistakes, but I kept going. I felt proud. That was the beginning of Raj's transformation. It started with changing his thoughts. It started with believing that English was possible. And once his mind believed, his actions followed. He began to speak more, practice more, and slowly, naturally, he became better. This is proof that mindset is powerful. It is the key that opens the door to learning. If you change your thoughts, you change your learning. And if you change your learning, you change your life. Raj looked at me with a bright smile. He said, "I don't know why, but I feel less worried about English now. It is still a little hard, yes, but it does not feel impossible anymore. I actually feel hopeful." That moment was beautiful because it showed something important. When his fear began to disappear, his brain finally opened up. The wall that was blocking him started to fall. He began to see mistakes not as failures, but as signs, helpful messages showing him what he needed to learn next. He stopped thinking, "I can't do this." Instead, he started thinking, "I am learning." That simple change was the most important step in his journey to fluency. It was the moment he stopped fighting against English and started working with it. Your mindset is your most powerful learning tool. It decides how fast and how far you can go. Now that you have built a strong, positive way of thinking, you are ready for the next big step. The next step is bringing English into your daily life. Many people believe that to speak English well, you must move to a country where everyone speaks English. Of course, living in an English-speaking country can help. But it is absolutely not necessary. You can create your own rich English environment, no matter where you live, right in your own home, in your city, and in your daily routine. Think of it like building your own English bubble. A bubble is a small, comfortable world where English surrounds you every day. It helps you grow naturally, easily, and joyfully. You do not have to move to another country to build this world. You can build it right where you are. You can create it in your own room, your home, and your daily life. Let us imagine this together, a small, cozy world where English gently surrounds you every day. You wake up, and English is there. You eat breakfast, and English is there. You go to work or school, and English is there. It is not a difficult challenge. It is a gentle, natural part of your day. So, let us start with something simple and powerful. Let us start with your phone and your computer. These are devices where most of us spend many hours each day. We check our phones many times a day. We use computers for work, school, or fun. The easiest and most effective change you can make is this. Change the language on your phone, computer, and apps to English. Think about it. Every time you pick up your phone, you will see English. Every menu, every setting, every notification will be in English. You will start learning without even trying. Your brain will slowly become used to English words and phrases. You will begin to think in English more naturally. At first, this may feel strange. You may not understand everything. That is okay. You do not need to understand everything at once. You will learn gradually. Your brain will adapt. After a few days, you will start recognizing words. After a few weeks, you will feel more comfortable. And after some time, you will feel like English is a normal part of your life. This simple step is very powerful because it changes your environment without changing your life. It does not require extra time. It does not require more study. It simply brings English into your world in a natural way. When you build your English bubble, you will start to see progress. Your listening will improve. Your vocabulary will grow. Your brain will become used to English patterns. And slowly, speaking will become easier. So remember, you do not need to move to another country. You can build your English world right where you are. And the first step is simple. Change your phone and computer language to English. This small change will create a big difference over time. When you change your phone and computer to English, you'll begin to see English words every time you use them. You will read messages in English. You will move through menus in English. You will click buttons in English. But here is the important part. You already know how to use your phone and computer. You already know where things are, where the settings button is, how to open messages, and how to check your photos. You do not need to learn how to use the device again. You only need to learn the English words for the same things. This is not studying. This is living with English. It is about making English a normal and natural part of your day. Little by little, your brain will start to feel comfortable with it. You will begin to learn words like download, upload, privacy settings, notifications, feed, profile, share, like, and comment. You will learn these words without studying. You will learn them simply by using your devices as you normally do. This is quiet learning. It is effortless learning. It may feel small, but it is very powerful. The comfort it builds will slowly give you deep confidence. At first, you may not even notice it, but over time, it will grow stronger each day. When you feel this comfort, speaking English will become easier. Your brain will start to accept English as a normal part of your world. Now, let us move to another very important step, a step that truly changes how you speak English. The next step is to start thinking in English. This idea might sound a little strange at first, especially if your native language is very different from English. But it is one of the best ways to become fluent. Right now, when you want to say something, your brain probably does this. First, you think in your own language. Then you translate that thought into English. Then you try to speak. That is a lot of steps. It is like running a race while carrying a heavy backpack. You can do it, but it is slow and tiring. It does not feel natural. What we want is to help your brain skip that translation step. We want your thoughts to happen directly in English, just like someone who grew up speaking it. So, how can you start thinking in English? The answer is simple. Start small. Do not try to make long, complicated sentences in your mind. Begin with short, simple thoughts about your everyday life. You can start with small moments during your day. For example, when you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking in your own language, try thinking in English. You can think, I will brush my teeth now. I feel sleepy, but ready for the day. I will drink water. I need to wash my face. These are short sentences, but they are very powerful. You are training your brain to think in English in a natural way. You are building a new habit. As you move through your day, continue with small thoughts. When you make breakfast, think, I am making breakfast. When you go to work or school, think, I am going to work. When you see something beautiful, think, that is beautiful. When you feel happy, think, I feel happy today. This is not about being perfect. It is about creating a new habit. It is about helping your brain learn to think in English naturally. When you do this regularly, your mind will slowly stop translating. Your thoughts will begin to happen in English automatically. And when your thoughts are in English, speaking will become easier. Your words will come out more naturally. You will feel more confident. You will feel more free. This is how fluency begins, not through memorizing rules, but through thinking and living in English. So start small. Start today. Take one simple thought and say it in English inside your mind. Do it again tomorrow. And soon, you will notice that your brain is changing. Your English is growing. You are becoming more fluent, step by step. When you make breakfast, try talking to yourself in English. Tell yourself what you are doing. For example, you can say, "I'm making coffee. It smells so good and warm." Or you can say, "I want some toast with butter." When you go outside, look around and describe what you see. Say things like, "The weather is nice today. It's a little cloudy, but I can see the sun. There is a red car passing by. That's a tall building with many windows." At first, this will feel strange. It may even feel a little funny, like you're talking to yourself inside your head. That is completely okay. The more you do it, the more natural it will become. After some time, you will notice something amazing. You will not have to translate anymore. Your English thoughts will start to flow easily and smoothly, like a gentle river. They will not feel slow and heavy like a machine. And when your thoughts start coming in English, speaking English will suddenly feel smoother, easier, and more automatic. This inner talk is your private English practice place. It is like a quiet mental gym, a safe space inside your mind where you can train your English brain without any pressure or judgment from others. Now, here is something very powerful but often forgotten. Talk to yourself in English every single day. Yes, really. Talk to yourself. Do not worry. I am not asking you to stand in the middle of a busy street and shout English words. This is your private practice, your safe and quiet time with yourself. You can do this in front of a mirror. You can have a short, simple conversation just like this. "Hello, Jara. How are you today?" "I'm good, thank you. I have a lot of work to do, but I feel great and ready for the day." Or you can simply describe what you're doing. "I'm putting on my shoes. These shoes are comfortable. I'm going to the kitchen to get some water. I feel thirsty." You can even talk about your thoughts and feelings. "I wonder what I should do this evening. Maybe I will read a book or maybe watch a movie. I need to relax." At first, it may feel strange or funny. You might feel shy because you are not used to speaking English alone. But this is normal. The important thing is that you are practicing. You are training your brain to think and speak in English. Every time you talk to yourself in English, you are building a new habit. You are building confidence. You are helping your brain to learn without fear. Over time, you will notice that you can speak English more easily. Your sentences will come faster. Your thoughts will be clearer. This private practice is a safe place where mistakes do not matter. No one is watching you. No one is judging you. You can say anything, even if it is not perfect. You can practice as many times as you want. This is the secret to becoming confident. So start today. Choose one small moment in your day. It could be while making coffee, walking outside, or getting ready for work. Talk to yourself in English. Start with simple sentences. Then, slowly, your mind will begin to speak English naturally. Remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. Every small step you take will bring you closer to speaking English smoothly and confidently. And one day, you will realize that thinking in English has become a natural part of your life. At first, talking to yourself in English may feel strange. You might feel like you are speaking to an imaginary friend. But trust me, this is one of the best and most natural ways to improve your English speaking skills. When you talk to yourself, there is no fear. No one is judging your pronunciation. No one is correcting your grammar. It is just you, free to speak, free to try new words, and free to experiment. This is your personal practice zone, where mistakes are completely safe. You can test new words, try new expressions, or practice saying things in different ways. The more you do it, the more comfortable your mouth and tongue will become. Speaking will start to feel easier, smoother, and more automatic. Your muscles will remember how English feels, how it sounds, how it moves, and how it flows. This simple daily practice builds real confidence, little by little every single day. Now, here is another simple but very effective idea, one that turns your home into a living classroom. Label everything around you in English. This is a fun and easy way to learn new words without studying. Take small pieces of paper and write the English names of everyday objects. Then stick them on the items around your home. You can put labels on your door, your table, your fridge, your mirror, your chair, your TV, your book, your cup, and even your remote control. Every time you see one of those labels, say the word out loud. For example, you can say, "This is a book. The book is on the table. It has a blue cover." Or, "This is my cup. I drink tea from this cup. It is my favorite cup." Each time you do this, your brain connects the English word directly with the object. You do not need to translate it into your first language. That is real learning. That is how you start thinking in English. It is like creating your own living English dictionary all around you, one that teaches you naturally, quietly, and easily. One of my students, Lena, told me something that made me smile. She said, "Jara, I even labeled my cat." She wrote the word cat and then practiced speaking. She said, "Every day, this is my cat. My cat is sleeping." It sounds funny, but guess what? It worked. She started using English without thinking too much. She began to connect words with real life. The important thing is not whether it feels funny. The important thing is that it helps your brain learn. It helps your mind remember the words in a natural way. It helps you build confidence and feel comfortable using English every day. So, try this today. Start labeling your home. Make it fun. Choose 5 objects at first. Write their English names. Stick them where you can see them. Then say the words out loud. Practice a little every day. Over time, your English will grow quietly and naturally. Remember, learning English does not have to be difficult or stressful. It can be simple, fun, and part of your daily life. You just need to create an environment where English is around you, where English is normal, and where English feels safe. When you do this, you will see progress without even realizing it, and your confidence will grow stronger every day. It worked, because these small, simple actions build a strong foundation step by step, word by word. Little changes like talking to yourself and labeling your home may seem small, but they create a strong base for your English. Over time, these small steps become big progress. Now, before we move on, let's talk about a big misunderstanding that stops many people from speaking English freely. It is the idea that you must have perfect grammar before you can start speaking. This is one of the biggest mistakes learners make. It is a trap. It becomes a mental block that keeps many smart and capable people silent. When you focus too much on grammar, you begin to correct yourself all the time. You think too much about every single word. You worry about the right tense, the right verb, the right sentence structure. And in the end, you stop speaking because you are afraid to make a mistake. You become frozen. You become quiet. You stop trying. But that is not how real language learning works. Think about how you learned your first language. You spoke first and learned grammar later. You did not wait until you knew all the rules. You started with small words and short sentences. You spoke even when your sentences were not perfect. That is exactly what I want you to do with English. Speak first. Improve later. Do not wait until everything is perfect, because perfection never comes first. Perfection comes after practice. The more you speak, the better you become. The more you make mistakes, the more your brain learns. When you speak freely, even with small mistakes, you are teaching your brain how English feels in real life. You are building rhythm, confidence, and natural fluency. You are training your brain to think in English. You are helping your mouth and tongue learn how English sounds and moves. This is the real way to become fluent. So remember this. You do not need to be perfect to speak English. You need to speak English to become perfect. Every word you say, every mistake you make, and every small conversation you have are all steps toward becoming a confident and fluent speaker. Learn English the natural way. Think again about how children learn their first language. They do not sit with grammar books or draw sentence diagrams. They listen. They copy. They try words and phrases many times. Sometimes they say things that are not perfect, like, I go to the park. Even though it is not grammatically correct, they keep using it. Because they hear language constantly and get gentle help, their grammar gets better on its own. Their brain learns through repetition. Their mind learns through practice. They learn by living the language. This is exactly how you should learn English. Instead of trying to memorize hard rules, focus on learning and using simple common sentences that people actually say in real life. Learn phrases that you can use every day. Learn sentences that you can repeat again and again. This helps your brain remember the patterns naturally. For example, learn phrases like, How are you? Can you help me? I would like a cup of coffee. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat that, please? I'm learning English. These are simple, common sentences. You can use them in real situations. They help you speak confidently. They help you build real English. Remember, grammar is important, but it should not be your first focus. First speak, then improve. You will become better and better, naturally and smoothly, step by step. And one day, you will look back and realize you have become the confident English speaker you always wanted to be. Instead of studying grammar rules, learn sentences you can use in real life. For example, don't study the present continuous only as a rule in a book. Learn short sentences that you can use right now. Say sentences like, I am eating an apple right now. She is going to the market this afternoon. They are playing football in the park. If you hear and use these sentences often, the grammar behind them will start to feel natural. Your brain will notice the pattern. After a while, you'll start using the correct form without having to remember a rule from a book every time. This is how real language learning works. The main idea is, listen more, copy more. Listen to how native speakers talk, and then repeat after them. When you hear a new sentence, don't just understand it. Say it out loud. Try to copy the sounds, the rhythm, the small pauses, and the way the voice goes up and down. Think of English like music. The more you copy the music of the language, the more your English will flow naturally. Now, let's talk about pronunciation and accent. Many learners worry about sounding exactly like someone from London or New York. But that should not be your goal. Your goal is clarity, to make your words clear so people can understand you easily. Keeping your own voice is completely fine. What matters is that listeners can follow you and understand what you are saying. A fast and natural way to improve pronunciation is a method called shadowing. Shadowing is simple and very effective. Here is how to do it. Choose a short audio or video clip. It could be a sentence from a podcast, a short video, or a phrase you like. Listen carefully to one sentence. Notice how the speaker stresses certain words. Notice where the voice rises or falls. Then repeat immediately after the speaker. Try to say the sentence exactly the same way right after the speaker. This is shadowing. You copy the rhythm, the speed, and the intonation. Repeat it many times. Do it slowly at first, then try to say it faster. If you can record yourself and compare it with the original, you'll be able to hear what you need to change. Do this daily. Even 5 minutes a day helps a lot. It trains your ear and your mouth to work together. It helps your brain remember the correct sounds and patterns. Here is a simple example. Listen to the sentence. I want to go to the park. Pay attention to how the words connect. Notice where the stress falls and how the tone changes at the end. When you say it, try to copy the same rhythm. In English, words often link together. The sentence flows as one smooth sound, not as separate words. When you practice shadowing, your pronunciation improves, your confidence grows, and your speaking becomes more natural. You begin to sound more fluent, not because you're trying to be perfect, but because your mouth is learning the natural way English is spoken. So remember, don't focus only on grammar rules. Listen more. Copy more. Use sentences you can actually say in real life. Practice shadowing every day, and your English will improve step by step, naturally and smoothly. The key is consistency. A little practice every day is better than studying for hours once a week. Keep going, and soon you will feel the difference. Your English will start to sound more natural, and you will feel more confident speaking. When you practice shadowing, pay special attention to the music of English. This music is called intonation. Intonation gives meaning and emotion to your words. It helps people understand if you are asking a question or making a statement. It also shows feelings like surprise, happiness, or doubt. When you copy the intonation of a speaker, your speech becomes more natural and easier to understand. Also, pay attention to small features of spoken English. These are things that people often do when they speak quickly, such as contractions and word linking. Contractions are short forms of words. For example, I am becomes I'm. In fast speech, want to often sounds like wanna. You do not need to use slang, but you should notice how words connect. Learning these small sounds helps you in 2 ways. First, it helps you understand native speakers better. Second, it helps you sound clearer when you speak. It makes your English more natural and smooth. Now, let's talk about how you use your voice when you speak. Your voice is very important because it shows meaning and feeling. It helps people understand you better. Here is a simple trick to make your English sound more natural. When you ask a question, your voice should go up at the end. For example, say, "Are you coming?" Did you notice how your voice rises a little at the end? That rising tone shows that you are asking something. When you make a statement, your voice should go down at the end. For example, I am coming. Your voice goes down softly, showing that the sentence is finished. This small change, going up for questions and down for statements, makes your English sound smooth, natural, and full of life. It helps people understand what you mean without confusion. Now, let's talk about speaking speed. Many learners believe that speaking fast means speaking well, but that is not true. When you try to speak too fast, your words often become unclear and hard to understand. It is like trying to run before you can walk. You may feel nervous and your pronunciation may become unclear. Your listeners may struggle to follow you. Instead, speak slowly and clearly.
Take your time. Breathe.
Say each word carefully and clearly. When people understand you easily, your confidence will grow fast. Speaking slowly is not a bad thing. It is a smart thing. It shows control and care. It shows that you are thinking about your message and your listener. As you practice more, your speed will naturally increase. You will become faster without losing clarity. Your words will flow more easily. But the key is to start with slow speech and clear pronunciation. That way, your brain and mouth learn the correct sounds. Your brain learns the rhythm of English. And when you speak faster later, it will still be clear. So, remember these important points. Use intonation to show meaning and emotion. Use contractions and linking to sound natural. Speak with rising voice for questions and falling voice for statements. Speak slowly and clearly first, then speed up naturally. If you practice these steps every day, your English will become more natural and confident. Your speaking will sound more fluent, and people will understand you easily. You will feel more comfortable using English in real life. And that is the true goal of learning English, to communicate clearly, naturally, and with confidence. As you practice more, your speaking speed will increase naturally without you even thinking about it. Think of it like building a strong base before running. A slow, steady speaker will always sound better than a fast, unclear one. Slow speech is not a weakness. It is a smart and powerful way to speak clearly and confidently. Another very powerful way to improve how you speak is by recording your voice. This method is simple, but not many learners use it, and it really works. Here is what to do. Choose one short sentence. For example, "The weather is lovely today, isn't it?"
Record yourself saying it.
Then listen carefully to how a native English speaker says the same sentence. Compare both versions. Now pay attention to small details. Do your words sound the same? Does your voice go up or down in the same places? Do you connect the words smoothly? For example, "Isn't it?" often sounds almost like one word when spoken naturally. You might notice small differences in vowel sounds, like the difference between ship and sheep. Or maybe you find it hard to say the th sound in words like think or this. That is okay. Those are small things you can fix once you hear them. When you record yourself, you become your own best teacher. You will see exactly what needs practice and what already sounds good. And every time you record again, you will hear your progress. That feeling of improvement is very motivating. You will feel proud of yourself and want to keep going. Now, let's talk about confidence, the secret key to speaking well. Many people feel shy or afraid to talk in English because they do not want to make mistakes. But the truth is, mistakes are your best teachers. Every person who learns a new language makes mistakes, even native speakers. Mistakes are not bad. They are small lessons that show you exactly what to improve next. I want you to remember this. If you are making mistakes, it means you are trying. And if you are trying, you are learning. Mistakes mean you are moving forward. They mean you are not staying stuck. So, do not be afraid of them. Welcome them. Thank them. They are part of your success. Let me tell you a small story about my friend Maria. Maria moved to Canada a few years ago. She spoke English quite well, but she was always afraid to make a mistake. She was worried that people would judge her or think she was not smart. She tried to stay quiet in conversations, even when she knew what she wanted to say. One day, Maria wanted to say, "I'm feeling a little tired today." But because she was nervous, she stopped herself. She said, I feel. She could not finish the sentence. She felt embarrassed and frustrated. Later, she told me, "I know the words, but I am scared. I don't want to sound wrong." I told her, "Maria, you will never become fluent if you are afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are the way to improve." She listened. She started to speak more, even when she was not perfect. She made mistakes, yes, but she also learned faster. After a few weeks, Maria noticed something amazing. People stopped correcting her. People started listening to her more. They understood her, and they respected her for trying. Her confidence grew. She began to speak more naturally. She felt more relaxed. And the more she spoke, the more fluent she became. This is the power of confidence. Confidence is not the absence of mistakes. Confidence is the willingness to speak even when mistakes happen. Confidence is the belief that you can improve. So remember, Speak slowly and clearly, record yourself to improve, and welcome mistakes as part of learning. Keep practicing, and your confidence will grow. You are already on the right path. Every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you toward the confident, fluent English speaker you are becoming. Maria wanted to say, "I'm feeling a bit under the weather," which means she was feeling a little sick. But because she was nervous, she accidentally said, "I'm feeling a bit under the table." Everyone started laughing, including Maria herself. At that moment, she realized her mistake, laughed, and quickly corrected herself. She said, "Oh, I mean under the weather, not under the table." It was a funny moment, and she never forgot that phrase again. But the most important thing was that she spoke. She didn't stay quiet. She didn't let fear stop her. And that is what truly matters. When you speak, even if you make mistakes, the world will not end. People will not laugh at you in a mean way. In fact, most people will admire your courage and effort. They will respect you for trying to communicate in another language. Most people understand that learning a language is not easy. They will appreciate your attempt. So please stop worrying about being perfect. Be proud that you are speaking, practicing, and growing every single day. Confidence comes from doing, not from waiting until everything feels perfect. You will not wake up one day suddenly confident. Confidence grows slowly, step by step, through regular practice. To speak English well, you must use it every day. Remember this simple truth. Practice makes progress, not perfect. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving forward. If you only study English by reading books or watching videos, but never actually speak, you will never feel truly comfortable when you talk. Speaking is a skill, and skills improve through practice. Just like learning to ride a bike, you need to try it with your body, not just read about it. So, here is one of the most important rules of all. Speak English every day for at least 15 minutes. It doesn't matter who you speak to.
You can talk to yourself.
You can talk to a friend. You can talk to a mirror. You can even record short voice messages for yourself. The important thing is to speak, move your mouth, and use your voice. The more you speak, the easier and more natural it will feel. Think of it like building muscles. You can't get strong by just reading about exercise. You must actually exercise. You must lift weights, run, or do push-ups. The same goes for speaking English. You must use your mouth and your voice. You must practice regularly. When you speak daily, your brain and muscles learn the movements of English. Your pronunciation improves. Your thoughts begin to form in English. Your confidence grows. And soon, you will notice that you can speak longer sentences. You can express your ideas more clearly. You will feel less nervous and more relaxed. So start today. Find 15 minutes. It can be in the morning, during lunch, or before bed. Speak in English. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. You can talk about your day, your plans, your dreams, or anything you like. The goal is to practice speaking, not to be perfect. Remember, every small step counts. Every sentence you say is a step forward. You are becoming a better English speaker every day. Keep going, and you will see the change. Your English will become more natural, more confident, and more powerful. You cannot learn to speak English by only studying. Just like you cannot build strong muscles by only reading about exercise, you must actually practice speaking. If you want to get better, you need to use English every day. This is the most important rule. That is why I want you to use the 3-second rule. Many learners wait too long before speaking. They think and think and think, and then they end up saying nothing. They want to say the perfect sentence, but that perfection never comes. It only creates fear and stops you. So here is the rule. When you want to speak, give yourself only 3 seconds. Don't plan. Don't worry about being perfect. Just speak. Open your mouth and say what you can. It doesn't have to be beautiful or correct. It just needs to be real. For example, imagine your friend asks you, "What did you do yesterday?" Instead of thinking for 10 seconds and trying to make a perfect answer, just say something simple. You can say, "I went to the park," or "I watched a movie," or "I had a great day." It doesn't matter if it is not perfect. The important thing is that you spoke. When you wait too long, your brain starts to feel nervous. You begin to doubt yourself. You start thinking about grammar rules and whether your words sound correct. Your mind becomes stuck and your voice becomes quiet. But when you use the 3-second rule, you train your brain to speak quickly and naturally. You train your brain to focus on communication, not fear. Every time you speak, even for a short moment, you are making progress. Your brain is learning. Your mouth is practicing. Your confidence is growing. You are building speaking muscles, and those muscles become stronger every day. The best way to become confident is to have real conversations. This is where all your learning finally becomes real. Listening, studying, repeating, and practicing alone is good, but real conversations bring everything together. In a real conversation, you listen, you respond, you ask questions, and you answer. The conversation moves quickly. It is alive. And when you do it, your English becomes stronger and smoother. Look for small chances to talk to people every day. You don't need a perfect partner or a special class. You can start with simple conversations. Talk to a classmate who is also learning English. Chat with a friend online. Speak a few sentences to a shopkeeper. Or talk kindly to a customer service person on the phone. Even these small moments help you. Even if the conversation lasts only 2 or 3 minutes, it is still powerful. Each time you speak, you will feel less afraid. You will feel more free. Your brain will begin to understand that speaking English is not dangerous. It is just communication. It is just a way to connect with others. Real conversations are real steps toward fluency. They teach you how to think quickly, how to respond naturally, and how to express yourself without fear. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Use the 3-second rule. Speak now. Start today. Your future fluent self will thank you. You have already learned how to build confidence, think positively, and speak more clearly. Now it is time to bring everything together. The next step is to make English a natural part of your daily life. When English becomes a normal part of your day, it stops feeling like a school subject and starts feeling like a real part of who you are. Many people feel stuck because they don't know what to say in real situations. They wait for a perfect sentence or a prepared script. They think they must have a perfect answer ready before they speak. But here's the truth. You don't need a script. You already have the English you need. You just need to use it. The English you have learned is not only for books or classrooms. It is for living. Think about your normal day, your routine. Your day is full of small actions, thoughts, and short conversations. You wake up. You brush your teeth. You make tea or coffee. You talk to your family. You go out. You buy something. You meet a friend. You go to work or school. You come home. You relax. You sleep. Every one of these moments is a perfect chance to use English. When you use English in real life, it starts to feel natural. It becomes part of your world, part of you. It will stop feeling like a foreign language and start feeling like a comfortable, familiar way to think and speak. So, let's start with your morning routine. Begin your day in English. From the very first moment you wake up, try to think in English. As you open your eyes, you can think, "Good morning. It's a new day. I feel a bit sleepy, but I'm ready." Even simple sentences like this help.